Hey, beautiful souls. We wanted to drop in and share a really beautiful message with you. Right now, our planet is going through yet another huge, gigantic shift. Gaia is literally transforming at a DNA cellular level. And on top of this, there are tremendous light infusions that we are receiving. We're all going through upgrades upon upgrades, and in various forms, we're all feeling it in different ways. And Hutamatani, we wanted to share with you one of the pathways to allow such infusions to feel even more graceful, even more beautiful, and to really receive the highest from them is to also be present to the importance of decoding the field. The old architecture that we, for most of us, were born into wasn't specifically as harmonically in resonance with a graceful ascension journey. So many souls on the planet talk about how challenging ascension can be, how many, dark night of the soul experiences they've had, how much they've had to purge, how tough it can be, how certain contrasting situations happen, how hard it is to feel the emotions. There is this kind of dialogue, and if you're aware of this, and if this is in your field, and you know in your heart that, of course, there would be pathways where ascension becomes more graceful, more beautiful, more abundant, more expansive, where we can truly receive the highest light infusions and be able to receive them and experience them with full consciousness, where our mental body is aware of what's going on and stays very centered, instead of potentially having us, maybe lose or go a little bit loopy for a moment or two. And so when we look at the old architecture of our consciousness, the old architecture that we've been navigating reality in, the architecture itself was coded in a way that had the ascension process not be as harmonious as it could be. And so imagine how much more graceful it becomes when a new architecture is available. An architecture that enables even higher frequency light infusions to enter and embody. And so going deeper into decoding. What is decoding? The importance of decoding, because so many people are seeking activations. It's funny. We even, say light and love. We light and love all over each other. Yet at the same time, please know that if I give you a certain quota of light data, if your architecture isn't in resonance with it, you're not going to be able to embody it and integrate it fully. Sometimes it will actually it can cause the feeling of everything warping and spinning and, reacting in ways that don't feel as harmonious. The truth is that we can receive all the light, all the love, all the abundance when our architecture, when the bucket that we are is in a different configuration. Isn't that right?
Exactly. There is so much to be said about the power of love and power of light. It is the unmanifested potential of the universe. And of course, when we speak about ascension, embodiment, receiving light quota into our channel so we can express it, it's quite natural that as we are inviting this powerful force into our field, this light taps into different structures that we have within our system. And decoding is a very beautiful way of assisting our system on a very advanced quantum level. You see, when we are born into this physicality, we are coming from the pure consciousness of source itself. And we have to learn the way of navigating our realities through this human experience, through this world that we are perceiving, that we are interacting with. And of course, we receive from the sources that have been left for us by our ancestors, by different beings that we're sharing this reality with. So we receive a lot of constructs. This is how our consciousness learns about the environment, and it's absolutely natural. However, when the nudging of our spirit is inviting us to connect deeper to our sovereign core, connect deeper to ourselves as pillars of soul essence, pillars of source light. We are being guided towards deconditioning, decluttering, and simplifying the nature of our consciousness. And of course, we live in the universe full of abundance. We live in the world full of abundance. What you want your abundance to be, this is a different question. There is always an abundance of pathways that are offering solutions, that are offering very handy ways how to get to a specific point, or to receive and be taken through the journey of experiencing whatever we want. So instead of tapping into old narratives that life has to be this way, human has to be this way, ascension has to be this way, we have a different way of interacting with frequencies of light that now are being downloaded into crystalline matrix of earth. And as you know, we are part of everything. It means that something new is available for us, which is a direct pathway of simplifying the nature of our own consciousness and downloading the sovereign light essence directly into our body, into our mind, without going through endless purging stages, without going through dark nights of the soul and doing hardcore shadow work, because that are the narratives that we receive, that ascension is painful. And quite often souls choose to postpone that process or delay it, or to create a slightly slower pace, simply to also be joyful and get opportunity to enjoy these human experiences. So beautiful soul, want you to know that the process of decoding allows us to tap into the unified field of our own soul matrix and to download it directly into our body, with the purpose of anchoring new frequencies of our own soul essence, frequencies of heaven here on earth. But that comes through our channel, when our channel is clear, when our mind is connected to the unified field of higher mind, when our hearts are connected to unified field of higher hearts, and so on. And because we speak about very advanced things here, decoding is supporting us to rewrite and reinscript the very fundamental makeup of the soul essence and the blueprint, which is a prototype for every avatar version of us that are existing in parallel realities in different and alternative time-space continuums. So when we work with decoding that blueprints, we are creating impact not only for this current version, but for the entire multitude and the networks of alternative versions of ourselves. We can be humans, we can be Arcturians, we can be from Sirius B, or we can be spirits or non-physical beings, or just formations of consciousness. The master cell and the prototype, when it goes through beautiful shifts, the entire experience of your galactic and universal self gets to ascend. And guess what happens when a human version of us is receiving this process and is being taken through such huge shift? We are no longer feeling that our system is heavy. We download source light into ourselves, and the source light gets distributed towards corresponding and matching centers. Our brain is no longer connected to the unified field of collective consciousness, which is quite often being receiving programming and different conditions and so on that we inherit as belief systems that manipulate us. So the new pathways of ascension and the new pathways are always appropriate with the cosmic events. And right now, Gaia is going through a huge shift. She is birthing new energy. She is birthing the expansion of the consciousness. And therefore, she is inviting us to step even more into our own mastery, into our own spiritual maturity, and to download new, what has never been explored or downloaded on this earth. We are the pillars of light, and we need to be opening our hearts and our fields to download advanced technologies, that assist not only our own experience, but facilitate this experience for all the intergalactic beings that are going through ascension through us, through co-creating with us, through watching us, guiding us, and sending us gratitude and love.
Yes, I love this. Oh, tamatani. And so, beautiful ones, we this week are delivering a free online global event to serve this particular message, to support all the beautiful souls who are on accelerated pathways of ascension, who are truly here to serve this planet, who know in their hearts they came here to co-create a new beautiful Gaia, a new golden age, a new crystalline age, a sovereign, beautiful world. And if you'd love to come join us, there'll be a link to all the information about this event. If you can't make it live, we'll send you the replay. Yet if you can make it live, please do so, because those joining us in this event, we are going to go through an adventure to look at what are the higher missions on this planet. What's the new architecture? Because it's the new that's forming our new planet. It's not the old. And so we're no longer looking behind of ourselves to what was possible. Instead, we're clearing, we're decoding what was even possible to come into a beautiful, clean slate and create complete new possibilities of existence. And this includes, of course, being able to ascend more gracefully and to receive tremendous embodiment of light libraries, which used to take someone lifetime or generations to embody. We, with this new architecture, and that is available for us once we decode the old. Oh my gosh, this is where it truly begins. This is where we can truly receive in 1 week more than in the old architecture someone would in 5 years. And this is simply because of the architecture. And to put it to you simply, it's as easy as this. If the old architecture was able to hold this much liquid, this much light, no matter how much light you pour in it, what's going to happen? It's going to overflow. And it's going to, it doesn't work in that regard. If anything, if I give too much light, it actually causes disharmony because it's overflowing. Whereas the new architecture is a completely different architecture. It can receive so much more. Yet, think of it less simply than this. It's multidimensional, it's multifaceted. It is us reconnecting at such a deep level with our multidimensionality and all aspects of ourselves that we aren't even the ones that have to, in our one consciousness, hold all the libraries. We simply access. We have a greater interconnection architecture access point to all the libraries of light within our higher soul network. And this happens when we do activate the higher heart, the higher mind architecture. And so join us, because at this event, we shall be decoding the old architecture of consciousness, the old mental architecture, and therefore allowing an expansion of the higher mind to take place, which means that you're able to perceive your ascension and upgrades in a completely different perspective. It's like going from a 2-year-old's perspective on life instantly into a 102-year-old's perspective. The wisdom is right there because the channels to the higher selves open up even more, that there is a greater higher self embodiment, there is a greater soul embodiment. So with great excitement, please click the link, join us for this incredible event where there is higher mission activation, higher consciousness activation, and profound decoding. Yes? Yes. We send you lots of love, and hopefully you'll join us live.